Good evening, wherever you are on Flat Earth today. Hello! I'm in a good mood, clearly. Hopefully the signal maintains strength. Here in Karma, should be okay. How is everybody today? I'm gonna prop this up here so this doesn't slide. I got a little selenite thing going on there to hold it up. So I'm just gonna give it a minute or two because I'm sure that no one's getting notifications. Good morning, everybody. I'm a little cold this morning. Oh, I don't want to put this on because it covers my cue. Let's see if I can show you I'll give you a quick, well, I don't have everything put away, but we'll get over it. Maybe if I just do that, then you can't really tell that the place is dirty. So this is just a commercial. This is a commercial break before I get on with the show. So you can see my cue back there. Looks like because you can't see the little stick there. And that's in my kitchen. I got the foil wrap on the windows. You can see my toaster. You can see my cappuccino machine. And that's my cozy, comfy couch. And yeah, I'm not gonna show you my bed because that's my sacred sleeping place. Yeah, nobody gets to see that but me and Amy. So, how is everybody today? So, it is my son's 34th birthday today. So, happy birthday, Sonny. I love you. I know you're not watching this video, but I'm sending you big hugs and kisses and hoping you make it through your whatever's going on in your life because it must be something interesting because you're not telling your mom. So this is the one that's in the military or in the reserves. But I think he's been pretty quiet for 3 weeks now. I don't know what's going on. So I asked him if he was out working somewhere and he never responded. So, and that's my little nephew, Bud. I don't know if you can see him up there. He was born on a solar eclipse. So there he is in the little picture. Okay, now on with some shenanigans. Today, happy day, is the day where Trump's Truth Social exclusivity contract expires. So look to Twitter, people. It is a 17 today. Exciting. And it's also, flash green in the screen. It's also here in North America, Father's Day tomorrow. And actually, ironically, my son was born on a Saturday, and it's a Saturday today. He was born at 6:37 p.m. That's all I'm going to tell you. Oh, and he weighed 8 pounds, 14 ounces. He was the medium-sized baby. So, yeah, it keeps loose lips sink ships, exactly. I haven't consumed any content in so long. No worries, John. Yeah, it is old news, John. But I'll explain everything coming up here if you're just retuning in. Good stuff. So, thanks, Carolyn. Yes, I'm in my camper. I'm in Karma. So, what was I gonna say, talk about today? Some interesting things. I'm just gonna say it about this guy, and you don't know this guy. That's what I'll call him. This guy, because it kind of reminds me of his name. I don't know. Like, I know that on Eyes to See, Ears to Hear, Andrea had talked to this guy about getting on stage 2 years ago and talking about the period program in the schools in Red Deer and also the child grooming, the whole story with her family, blah, blah, blah. And he said no, he didn't want her on the stage, basically. He thought she was a kind of a far crazy conspiracy theorist, not because it didn't have anything to do with CV. And again, this has been a little bit of an issue for me for the past 3 years, is that in Canada, if I went to a stage, that wasn't a topic of conversation there in the last 3 years. And I tried to bring it up in 2020 and I got shut down quite a bit of times. I literally got elbowed off this stage one time by this guy in Calgary. I'm like, come on, like it's not like I'm saying things that would have scared the children or anything. I was being very diplomatic because I know children are involved and I'm there for the children. So, yeah, it's been frustrating because I think we could have woken up a whole bunch of other people faster had a bunch of women been allowed to speak about the children and what's going on in our schools. And now all of a sudden, this guy and other people are all like, all of a sudden, oh, well, I'm going to talk about it to promote my political push. This is going to be something that I can use. Now, I've talked about this since 2020. I'm all about getting information out. I am all about freedom of speech. But let everybody speak, no matter what the topic. If you believe in freedom rallies, then you would be letting everybody have a 5-10 minute blurb and then equally and then get them off the stage, right? Go find me here, more information, whatever else. So I don't know, I just find it very annoying right now that some Canadian truthers are using their whatever they did in 2020 or 2021 with getting arrested. I don't support people who get arrested. I'm just going to say that flat out right now. I don't support anybody who's been really arrested in the last 3 years because I've met most of these people and anger, and we were told to stay away and stand our ground and be cautious about some of these incidences. So I'm just gonna say, like, I have been questioned myself by the RCMP for up to almost 3 hours. They found me. I don't know how, whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm sure everything was everybody knows where everybody is, believe it or not. So I do know how. I shouldn't say I don't. I do. I'm not dumb. But anyways, you have the ability to use those 4 words. And I remember talking on a video here after around the time they were trying to dole out tickets here in Calgary, which I think was around the end of November of 2020. It was getting closer around December 2020, and they were passing out $1,200 or $1,250 tickets. And one of the first tickets I ever saw get handed out was for one of the biggest truthers here, and it wasn't for what you thought. He was going down the C train road, which is illegal because it's only for C trains, with his vehicle, and he got pulled over and given a ticket. So that just started the contracts to me of, I don't know if that was his first ticket, but that gathered like you're consenting to enter into contracts. So that day that I was in Calgary, I got off the C train. I was dressed in my red outfit that you see here where it looks like I'm kind of Snow White or whatever, red pill raven. And I had a big walking staff in my hand, and I got off the C train, and there was 3 armed agents of Calgary Police Service Corporation standing at the end of the ramp. And they see me coming up, and their first words were, "Hi, Raven." I'm like, "Who are you?" Couldn't see any badges. Couldn't see any skin for that matter. They had everything covered from top to bottom. There was barricades everywhere. So I sat there and they told me, if you go in front of City Hall, you're going to get a fine for creating or starting a social whatever they called it, a social gathering. And I'll just put City Hall into perspective for everybody who doesn't know Calgary. The C train runs east to west on 7th Avenue, and City Hall is about a block away from the tower downtown. And then at the tower, like right across from City Hall, is Olympic Plaza, where there's a skating arena, okay, that was open at the time. So there's 3 armed agents of this corporation standing there telling me that I could not walk in front of City Hall or I would be given a ticket. 2 of them, actually. One for not wearing one of these, and one for creating a social gathering. I'm like, well, I don't consent, and I don't understand these laws. I don't stand under them. That's exactly probably the first group of words that came out of my mouth. And I said, you're trying to give me a fine for a corporate fine. You're giving me a ticket. Like, mandates are for corporations. I'm a living being. And I stand under common law jurisdiction, where I'm free to travel as a living being, a living woman, down the street. Whatever. I said, you're trying to give me a ticket under the contracts, the air contracts, and I'm not having any of it. And they got really kind of pissed off, and they're like, thanks, Raven. Like, you can go now. Left me for the other group of police. I walked right in front of City Hall. I don't care. You can't tell me where I can't walk when I literally said, there are people skating in a circle around a Christmas tree across the street, not social distancing. Like, you get how fucking ridiculous? You created that social. Who's getting a ticket for that? You created that social gathering right there. If they're not doing that for social contact with other human beings, then why are they there? They could just pour ice in their backyard and go skate on their pond to social distance from everyone. It's just bullshit. Whatever. I don't consent. Have a nice day. Walked on. And how do you know my name? And why are you talking to me like that? Like, you know me. Like, I'm your best friend. I was pissed. I go walk in front of City Hall, and 2 officers just had given 2 tickets to Unify the People women for their standing there. And I think all of these fines are hoaxes. Anybody who paid them or even went to court, come on. I would have sent I don't consent and mailed it back. Good luck. Go F yourself. Whatever. Like, this is when we have to not consent to agreeing to enter into those contracts. Period. Sorry, I'm just saying it. I've been telling you this for 3 years. Stand your power. Stand in your power. These 2 cops, women cops, came up to me. I grabbed my phone. I'm like, hello, I'm Raven Moonstone. I'm an independent journalist filming live in front of City Hall, where police are trying to hand out tickets for gathering. These 2 cops, like, literally turned around and left. Bye. Never got a ticket that day. I filmed probably 10 people getting tickets whilst I ridiculed the police officers live on Facebook. You can find all of those coming up on my anniversary. It's the only time they're allowed. But anyways, I'm just like, why are you not going and looking? I actually asked a police officer this. Okay, so we have rapers and all of these child traffickers out here, but you're literally standing here giving a ticket illegally, unlawfully, to a person who has a right to free speech. That's what you're telling me. Like, you know, that haircut that's really nice and short, that blonde haircut and those blue eyes, you know what you remind me of? The Gestapo. Said that to a police officer. Don't care. Did I ever get a ticket? No. No. Do anyone I know? I don't know anyone that was questioned. Tell us about the QAnon conspiracy theory. That's what one of the cops asked me. We want to know why you're involved in this QAnon stuff. Were other people questioned about QAnon? I don't know. I'd like to know. Or were you just because you're standing up about CV and whatever else? Like, I don't know. I'm just really frustrated this morning because I see this guy promoting himself for political reasons. And I'm sorry, I'm just going to come out and say it. I know I put it on my page. If you want to be a politician, maybe you should be a little bit more professional. Maybe you shouldn't have a group of women who represent a group that I used to belong to be honest. I'm not a hypocrite here. But knowing what we know after the last 3 years and what the agenda was, and you're trying to speak out against sexual stuff to children, I don't think going out there and promoting yourself with a harem of women dressed scantily is really you should be a little bit more, I don't know, user friendly to the people who aren't like, I'm so tired of seeing this. Like, I'm tired of it. So I'm just there. I said it out loud. Somebody can screen record it and say, oh, Raven was talking. I don't care. Where we go one, we go all. But come on, we need to start banding together for the kids better. If you want to start talking about it, represent all of it. All of not just the grooming, the books in the school, the period program, all of it. Talk about all of the children that have gone missing, the 50,000 in Canada, the 800,000 in the United States, 8 million. Like, where are those conversations about SRA? Are you sharing that information about, like, this is just the start of what they do? Are you sharing that information? Come on, let's all get together. Put some clothes on. And if you're going to be on camera, and help. Help. Let's all get together and help. Okay? Please. I say it nicely. The children are all going to bring us together. The children will all bring us together. So there you got my rant. That's my rant of the Raven rant. I haven't ranted for a while, but I'm like, I see this girl who freaked me out. I met this girl. I'll just say her initial. I won't even say her initials. But the one who got arrested repeatedly for assault. And in her assault, first of all, I was shocked to learn she was 32 years old, this woman from Calgary. I was like, what the hell? I thought you were like, when I met you 8 years ago, I thought you were already 32. So that kind of screwed me up. And she's a mother, by the way. And wears shirts that say protect trans kids. So I just pray for her child because I've met that child. Beautiful child. But yeah, I didn't know. And I'm curious as to what she got charged sexual assault with. Like, they're in the like assault. There's also sexual assault. So that's interesting to me. I'm like, so it will be interesting to see who is left. Like, I think it was VK said 92% of the truthers will be gone. Ooh, at 41 people watching and 14 thumbs up. Hi, Bud. Those are Bud's numbers. But it'll be interesting to see who are the truthers left. Like, I don't know, this political crap that has gone on in the truthing freedom community, even here in the city, has annoyed me. It's frustrated me. It's led me to basically say what I had to say on the show and hope it's reaching more people than I could have reached standing in front of a crowd. Like, I'm not even joking, you guys. I don't know. I know lots of people who are watching for the last 3 years can remember the incident where I was literally on stage at City Hall in front of about 3,000 people with a microphone that was our team's, and the microphone was not only shut off, but ripped out of my hand by a Proud Boys member. On stage, a man off. and they started playing music. So I could not talk about child trafficking. This is the last freedom rally I kind of went to. One of the ones where I'm like, I don't even care with what your agenda is, because you're not talking about the children. You promote freedom, but you're not listening to anything any woman had to say. It was all men, 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 and the occasional woman who would talk about CV. So I just became frustrated. I'm like, this seems like it's still political. Everybody's just, why can't we just all talk about like what we need to talk about? And this was my idea because I did stand-up comedy a long time ago. It's kind of funny that I'm even mentioning them in the same sentence. But what they do at stand-up comedy, they have one person on like these open mic nights where new talent can go, if you're talented. They have a person announce for 15 minutes, warm up the crowd, and then each person has 5 minutes. And you get flashed, like I get flashed on here, the little light. 4 minutes in, you have a minute to wrap up your jokes and get off the stage. That was my idea because then it's supportive of everybody speaking. And then everybody gets a chance to say what they need for buffering, reconnecting. So anyways, there would be like this guy standing there talking about the same thing, and it would bore 90% of the people in the crowd. So if you're all equal and you have your 5-minute infomercials, hey, I'm Raven Moonstone, I'm here to talk about this. First, you can find, see, you reconnect after I say those 2 words. But that wasn't the thing. So I just had to keep using my outlets like my Telegram or whatever to do that. So I don't know. That's just my voice today. Like, I'm just a little over being yelled at, being arrested, being called, or not arrested, but being threatened with these fake things. Like, I don't stand under those. You follow Black's law, not the Bible, like you think you're praying, or when you go to court, it's a Bible. It's not. You ask for a Bible in there, you get kicked out. You ask them what laws they're following, you get kicked out. I'm not going to be falsely imprisoned because of your joke corporate air laws that are not godly. Man, this thing is just really kicking my ass this morning. This is my rant today. Sorry about that, guys. It's not like it's just mean, but ripped out. Yeah, not you. Yes. Happy Father's Day. My mom passed back in April, and I believe from it. Yes, I know. A lot of people, yeah, I agree, running for mayor, whatever. It's just, I think politics are where it's at anymore, you guys. Sorry, my screen's just, I'm going to read these comments. Oops. Sorry about your mom, Barb. Yeah, it is all about the victim. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I might have to cut this short because this is dipping out. It's just having a problem today connecting. But anyways, I'm just saying, you know, like, even I think why I get a little cheesed off is because I have been attacked for everything. It doesn't matter what. It doesn't matter what it is. If it was Greg, I got called the Antichrist. If it was someone else, I got called a fraud. If it was this, I'm like, blah, blah, blah. And my intentions have always been about exposing all of the nefarious stuff, opening the timelines of information that was available to us. And what I mean by that is, like, sharing as much as I could with each subject and then doing a part about it and opening that up, or whatever, or they just put pieces together and move on, discern, yeah, that makes sense, no, it doesn't. And so I think that's why I'm like, it just frustrates me. It's just a frustration, I think, as a woman to I don't know, I'm all about trying to be as authentic as possible. And I don't wear a lot of makeup. I have never worn a lot of makeup. Yeah, I've dyed my hair. But and I shave my legs. Those are and armpits. I'm not a hippie like that, you guys. Just so your personal information for your information. But I think what the problem is with these egos is putting these are great, and what I've been doing is the best, and you need to vote for me. Well, I'm sorry. There's really not much that any politician ticks, many bloodsuckers have ever done for me, and I think the system's still rigged. So why would you be participating in a rigged system? Like we just saw in Alberta, our own cabinet just get reshuffled like a deck of cards and one loser go from one spot to another. What difference does it make? Literally, why aren't we talking about that? You know, I don't know. I just think there's no place for politics right now in this shit show when it's so corrupt. You're just playing with more corruption, more corruption. So I think we need ambassadors and leaders, people who actually can and will help humanity. So, and it doesn't come in the form of, I don't know, blown up Barbie dolls in a group. Like some of those pictures were taken around children too. That I'm like, whatever. Yeah, I'm judging a little bit, but it's about the children. Let's help as many as we can the best way we can. I don't know. Yeah, you can go ahead and talk about it all you want, but I don't know. I don't know. That's all I got to say about that today. That's all I got to say about that today, kids. I don't have my cards in here, but I wanted to talk about two before I shut this show down. Showdown. There was something on Telegram if you guys don't follow. Oh, yeah. This is one of the reasons I came on the show. I just posted Don Trump Jr. saying Michael Jackson's alive, and then showing Tucker Carlson talking about Nancy Pelosi being Michael Jackson in The Mask. And then I'm in Twitter, find the link and see Michael Jackson's TikTok and post it in there. So I don't know. I think shit's coming out about everything. And what else was I gonna mention? Oh yeah, the HB laptop, all of that stuff is coming, and apparently some other big scare. But I want to talk too about the military. If anybody didn't see on on Telegram, posting a lot of people's military pictures. There's military in Los Angeles, all over the place. And then in Red Deer, there was pictures. And this is what I wanted to say. Keep your eyes open, guys, on your streets for unmarked police cars, government vehicles. Even if you have known police that live on your street, keep an eye on their houses, because I think, hear me out on this, kids. I think some of these houses are being used for either safe houses or ops houses or something of that description. So if, say, you have a suburb that has, I don't know, 20 streets on it, and in Calgary, it's all like, so if you live in Hawkwood area, it's like Hawkwoodville, Hawkville, blah, blah, blah. Every word starts with the Hawk. And it's about 40 streets in that suburb. So if you take that suburb, think of the Airbnbs in there. Think of the plain Jane houses that are on your street that have like almost zero scape yards and no vehicles parked out on the street usually. And it's always a car going in and out, garage open, tinted vehicles. I've seen those before in my neighborhood. Or white vehicles. I saw a lot of these when I was in Ottawa. The government uses them. It's like moving vans, those big, I don't know what kind of vans, but you could convert one into a camper van. They're not big cube vans. They're just the like, I don't know, I won't say panel vans, but you know what I'm talking about. Like maybe that's what they're called, is panel vans. But they have kind of a higher top on them, so it looks like a human can stand inside. And they only have, like, it looks like there's maybe a cage and there's some tools behind it, but it's all surveillance equipment. And they have these sneaky, because when I was in my hotel room, I could see on top of the roof, and they have these, so the top of the van, so this is the side of the van here, they have these structures that come up like this on each side. And then in that little space is their antennas that they housed and all of that. So you couldn't really see it if you were walking by. It's kind of hidden. So check out for those things in your neighborhood. People wearing like kind of uniform looking clothes. And the biggest thing you look out for is body, how they walk, how people walk. That's how I could tell how many, if you've dated someone that's in the military like I have, you can tell people who have military training. You can tell they stand upright, their chests are out, they're almost at attention 24/7. They're doing surveillance, like with their eyes, very quiet, taking in all the information. Keep your eyes open for those people. So lots of helicopters in the United States. Now in Calgary, we also had, I posted this and I think people on the Telegram, is that in our city, not, I was talking about Canada and the smoke. The day after I made that video, smoke appeared. And then after that, and it smelt weird towards the end. It wasn't campfire smoke. It was campfire smoke during the day. But then it started to smell weirder at night. And then it went away the next day because there was kind of a rain and whatever else. And then we've had a couple of rainy days. But now, yesterday and the day before yesterday, so I think it was like Thursday night, it smelled like burnt plastic everywhere. Like it was obnoxious to the point where I actually slept back into the house. I'm like, I'm not sleeping in my motorhome tonight. I didn't feel like it was good on my lungs. So to me is a interesting sign as well. So yeah, interesting stuff. And it went away yesterday, but we've had more heavy helicopter presence. There's a helicopter right before I started the show too, doing its pattern, like it goes north to south. And like I said, I'm on the south end of I'm right below, it goes Lincoln Park, Heritage Park, Fish Creek Park, where I'm staying right now. It's north, like directly north, Lincoln Park is. So they do these like loops like this. And I thought when I first moved here, they were like the traffic helicopters. But no, it's military, military, military. And we also on a flight path of military. So we see how military, whack my elbow on my speaker. But we also see military here a lot too. So I think later today or tomorrow, I'm going to do a big, long chart. This is for the guy who was asking me about the king and all of that stuff. I'm going to do a big, long chart video with blank chart paper. And telling you, let's see where it goes. It keeps reconnecting. Sorry about that. But anyways, so it's going to be one of my old-fashioned chart videos. Hopefully it will have a lot of information in there for you. And hopefully I can remember a lot of information. And I've also cleaned up my laptop. Now I can record this one tomorrow and post it on Rumble. So it will be a chart video that I can keep and it'll be on Rumble. So yeah, that's what's happening. And for everybody who asked me about the Fire Stick and Q streaming, no, it's not available in Canada. So I bought 2 Fire Sticks. So I'm going to keep one anyways. And then the other one I took back. And you want to hear something freaky? It's not freaky. Everything's recorded. I pay cash with everything. When I took the Fire Stick back to where I bought it yesterday, the Fire Sticks had gone on sale, $10, the one I'd bought. So she wanted to make sure. She goes, when did you buy it? And I'm like, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, I think. It was within the last 30 days. But I paid cash. She goes, do you have your receipt? And I said, no, but I'd only bought 2 Fire Sticks the same day. So she plunks that into her computer. And 5-10 minutes later, one computer shut down, the other one started. She got it in that information, and she went back to the till. That's where I actually bought it from, was the till we were working. She was trying to get it off of, and it finds the receipt. Exactly the day I said it was. And I'm like, for cash transactions. And not that I'm surprised by that, but like, that's that's just creepy. Now you know just how much is recorded. It doesn't matter how you pay for things. Like, and they lose the receipt. If you remember when you bought it, you can take it back. So that's just very weird. Anything else you want to hear about in a chart video before I make the video? And you've watched this video till the end, please put it in the comments here. Even if you think it's a little bit stale. I will not, by the way. I love you guys. But I will never, ever, ever, ever be doing a chart video about the Bible. That's not... I didn't read it. Why would I do a video about it? And I'm not saying it because I don't like the Bible or what it stands for. It's just, I'm not your Bible girl. Melissa Red Pill is. I love Melissa. She tells really great stories and interweaves them together, and I've watched her on and off for 3 years. I think she's fab. So, yeah, if you want that kind of information, I think that's where you can head over. Freedom Force Battalion. She's amazing. So, anyhow, I think that's all I wanted to say today. I'm really excited. I hope that we see a tweet today, and I hope shit starts happening, because seriously, yeah, do you like that little eye cross? But today I'm gonna go out bike riding. I did lots of chores yesterday, went out bike riding, and then I just crashed hard. I don't normally eat dairy. This is the body for you, though. I've cleaned out most dairy from my life, and I pretty much just eat fruits and vegetables. The only dairy that I eat is sometimes I'll put, well, not sometimes, if I eat toast, I'll put butter on it. Sometimes. Well, sometimes I just eat it as a sandwich with something else. But I love sandwiches. But normally I just eat fruits and vegetables. Like, you know, really not that exciting stuff. But I cut out dairy, and yesterday I ate dairy, and I felt like SHIT all day. I'm like, oh man, because I just did a whole round of the ivermectin, and I feel great. But the other thing I'm starting today on my son's birthday, so I remember, I'm going to start taking 1/8 of a teaspoon of borax in some filtered water and drinking it. It's supposed to help with my arthritis. And you guys have seen me wave my hands around. Like, I have some pretty dank arthritis in this finger. This finger right here. I've played a lot of sports. I've broken that finger a lot. Sprained it. So I'm going to try that. That's my next procedure. I've done the MMS protocol. I did it a couple of times. And I've done, now this is my fourth time of doing an ivermectin. And then I'm going to be doing this next borax. I'll probably do it for, I don't know how long. I'll just try it and see how it works. And if it works for my arthritis and everything else, and clean out. I do have borax baths almost like 2 or 3 times a week. I put like a lot of borax into the bath. I think it's great. It's cheap. Just go buy some. So it's like replacing salt that our body is lacking. So it's good for you. Try it out. What's the harm? What's the harm, peeps? So anybody else got anything to say? I'm just going to read some more comments and then dip out. Okay. Hello. Hello. Oh, cash is number 2. No, Juneteenth, I was talking about this with Taco, is on the 19th. Magnesium spray. Oh, that's good too. The other thing is if you, oh, and the mineral boron. Thank you. I love sharing this. Dark ship or dealership in Regina had probably 50 plus pure white vehicles for the RCMP. I was told this was 2 years ago. Ooh. Yeah, they do. National Guard off of, sorry, I'm reading these and it's slipping. North Carolina coast, very close to beach, patrolling. Yes, 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 yes. TD Bank. Oh, yes, this is the big one. TD Bank here in Canada, Toronto, Dominion voting machines. Where were they located? In the same bank as TD Bank. Who got paid money out last week? By what bank? I think they're all doop, doop, boop, boop, boop. So if you haven't watched the Rumble video about, I don't know what even I called it, something about cash or banks are collapsing or whatever. It's on Raven Moonstone, all one word on Rumble. Yes, it's being shadow banned. So I'll try and post it in the Telegram. But yeah, go watch it. It's kind of like about how everything's intertwined and they're basically playing hot potato with fake money that doesn't exist anymore because it's not asset backed. So that's what's happening right now. And TD is not putting the deposits in because they don't have money to get it out. Period. This is like, and my youngest son deals with the TD, and I'm like, I wonder if he's like not telling me he's having problems with his bank because I've been telling him for 3 months, like, or more, 3 years, keep your money in cash, like, however it works. So yeah, there's going to be some sort of situation soon here in Canada if TD Bank is one of the major banks people deal with. TD, Royal Bank, CIBC are the top 3 in Scotia. Or those are the 4, but I think Scotia got bought out by CIBC. I don't know. Or HSBC, I don't know. They're all the same. It doesn't matter. Whether you think so or not, they're all tied to the crappy stock market where we're chattel. Stock, chattel, get it? And we've been bought and sold and traded like slaves in currency. So all that has to disappear and collapse. All of it has to go away because that's tied to human trafficking. All of that fiat currency, all of that bad Bitcoin, all of the bad stuff has to go away. Anything that is meant to stay will stay. And one of the things I will be talking about in my long chart video is about how I interpret the new system to work. Like, it's going to be a very hopeful thing for people to watch. So I'll talk a little bit about what happened in 3D land, and then I'm going to talk about a lot what I foresee for 5D land. So 2 videos again, I'm going to tell you to go watch because I'm going to talk about some elements of them if you want to follow along, and they're free. Well, one is free on YouTube. But there's some principles in the Venus Project. Jacques Fresco was a pioneer way above his time, and I've been following the Venus Project, I think, since 2010 or 2011, maybe even a little bit after that, somewhere around there, for the last 10 years or so. And it's all based on a resource-based economy. So what would happen when there would be no money? And he talks about these principles of how humans would live. So I'm going to share the links to some of the highlights, I guess, of the Venus Project, and put them into the chart video. And the other thing that I'm going to talk about too is the movie I Am by Tom Shadyac. It's on Gaia TV, or you can buy it on YouTube like I did 3 years ago, and I've watched it 100 times since, is I Am by Tom Shadyac. It is a documentary that It was made in February of 2011, and I think I saw it shortly after it came out. A friend sent me the link, and it is one of the most intelligent, put together documentaries about humans, I thought, at the time. Now, I know there's bad people in the documentary, but the basis of the documentary and what the documentary describes about human nature and the science experiments that go on with that discussion are well worth watching. So if you can, go watch it or see if you can stream it for free somehow, because it is, I don't know, I didn't look and see if it was on Burrow TV on Roku either. So I don't know. Some of these things pop up in the strangest places. So I think it's worth the watch because the principles of the QFS system are in that movie. Okay? You'll know exactly what I'm talking about when I'm doing the chart video and explaining that thing. So I just heard a little kid out went, yeah, or dad, right outside the door. It's so funny. It's like I'm in my own little taco called Karma, my little Narnia. And I'm like, yeah, that's kind of what it is. You're in your own little world. And the butt of my motorhome is right on by the sidewalk. I'm just parked on the driveway. My motorhome is not very big. But it is. It's like this. You come in here and it's like this whole little, oh, I love my motorhome. I love it so much. So those two documentaries are going to be probably what I talk about either later on today. Depends on, I'm still trying to get gardening happening. Like we're just a little busy here doing stuff and things, okay? And my gardening sidekick, like I'm not a very good gardener, so I need some supervision. So I might try one today. I'm going to try the tomato plants, but they already have some big tomatoes coming on there about this big, and some are about, everybody's going to think I'm making the symbols, but some are about this big and some are about, I don't know, this big, but they're just beautiful. Like, I love tomatoes. I love tomatoes so much. There's tomatoes, there's raspberries, and then there's a whole patch at the back that's dedicated to butterflies. It's like butterfly sanctuary, a whole strip along the back where the evergreen and pine trees are or whatever. It's going to be awesome. So I've got work to do, okay, today. So I better get going. What do I got here for comments? I'm just reading all the comments here, kids. For your aunt, use some comfrey salve. Oh yeah, I'm gonna put some castor oil gloves on. Sounds familiar. Dominion. Yes, I hope we see some big arrests. Hello from Southern Ontario. Hi, Ray. Dude next door has a white tinted out truck. Oh yeah, parks in garage. Just renovated a 5-bedroom plain house for a single guy. Wonder why a RoboCop has tinted windows. The plot thickens. Bum bum bum. Exactly. Woo! That was exciting. 2 months ago, Carolyn says blacked out Suburbans ripping in our rural town, parking in sneaky spots. They took off out of town, perp cages in cab, odd. Is that your ivermectin protocol? I don't know. No, I just go, what do you mean? I'm not sure. I don't get that question. So I just personally do cycles as my body adapts. And then when I feel like it's at the end of its cycle, I stop doing it. Carolyn says, also a pedo alert was given for a guy they caught in Sturgis. Pedos are everywhere. Eyes on swivel. Yes, exactly. Started my own tomatoes. Buy the book Gardening for Dummies. Ingrid says, I did. Thank you for sharing. Been listening to you from the beginning of this crap. You're definitely blessed, and so are we, that we've gotten to grow long. Oh, thank you. I love that. Thanks very much, Ray. Yeah, and I just feel like we are all coming together in this. Like, I don't normally like calling people out, but come on, we're like 3 years of this stuff, you guys. We need to grow together. grow together, support each other. You know, let's go. Let's go. And a big shout out for all the people who still talk about it and still get shunned, still get the finger. Oh, that's weird. I literally, every time it's mentioned on the TV, I'm like, human trafficking? I repeat whatever they talked about. And that's one of the number one subjects right now on Fox. So let's pay attention there. I love it. I love all this stuff coming out. I'm prepared. Be prepared. Be prepared. So thank you to all the freedom people out there who have never stopped talking or about uncovering truths with all these creepy weirdos and whatever else. I think we're all adults and we're all glad that we were chosen to wake up early. So I know I am. I hope you are. So I'm very thankful. And thank you for watching. And I'm looking forward to doing the charts. Taco's going to be on speed dial. Hey, you need to mention this. That's what we have worked out. So if I sway off topic, she's going to be my right hand on that to make sure I cover all the topics that need to be talked about. So I want to do that before too long. So it'll be, like I said, today or tomorrow sometime. I just got to figure out when my gardening and my life, I got to just do my thing. When it happens, it happens. But I love you guys, and I'm just very grateful to be alive. Super grateful for everybody's hard work out there in this time. I'm just super excited. Whoop, whoop. Have a good day, everyone. Take care. I love you.